Hello everyone. So today we will discuss about what is an RMA. So basically RMA stand for Return Material Authorization. Okay. So in case you have a data center environment and there's a multiple device like checkpoint firewalls and Cisco and you can say many vendors devices you are using in your data center. Uh, so uh, during any activity or you suspect there is some issue on the hardware. Okay, let's take example. Suppose you have a two cluster in you have two devices in a cluster. Both are the checkpoint firewall and running on the R81 version. So A is active, B is a standby unit. So in case like A is actually passing the traffic, and suddenly what happened due to any power issue? Okay, so the active box goes down, and the failure was not happen. It could be any issue actually. So when you power up the A box, and immediately your production traffic running as expected. Okay, your production traffic start working, and you want to identify, so what is the you why the failure was not happened. Okay, so you need to troubleshoot that, and you if you require you need to take the help of checkpoint tech as well. Okay, so sometime what happen you can get the necessary logs from your device and sometime no. Okay, so for to avoid any further issue, we need to check that like our device is healthy or not. Okay, we can perform any we can replicate the issues in the maintenance window, and we can test our device's health. It could be any software issue, hardware issue as well. So if still we are facing the same issue like during any power supply, either any failover, okay, your device is not working as expected. Okay, you need to update to checkpoint, and you need to process the RMA on that time after hardware diagnostic. So this is a one scenario. Another is in your data center, like the any working device, okay, suddenly it goes down, okay, due to any uh, uh, okay. So basically RMA stand for Written Material Authorization. Like if a hardware fail is determined by the tech engineer and the repair replacement is needed, okay, so then an RMA will be created. Yeah, so definitely like if we are running any device and we want a RMA of this, we need to raise the case with tech and they will identify it. And if they suspect like there is issue with the hardware, so they request to for the RMA. So like a product of consider D or RMA only if the hardware failure is determined within 30 days from the delivery date from checkpoint. So next is the RMA is if the RMA is created as a DOA, then a new expedite replacement part will be shipped from manufacturing facility within 2 business days. Okay, so the shipment time is basically depend on the location to location actually. So next is how I determine if an RMA is required. So we need to, as I told, we need to check the hardware health status. Okay, so there is a multiple SK articles, so we can go through that and we can check and we can understand like RMA is required or not. So basically the basic requirement should be fulfilled. So next is what is needed to generate a RMA. So if your device is faulty, you require a model number, license number, right? And the basically hardware status, like show asset all detail. It will show you the hardware detail, model number, memory detail, disk level detail, right? So every detail you can see on the command. So you can check the status of RMA through RMA model, and you can say RMA module, or by sending email to the customer care. So do I need to get the solution of an RMA? Okay, sir. How do I get the status of an RMA? So we need to check with the customer care. Either we can check the emails, RMA emails, notifications. Yeah. So when a RMA is created, a creation notification is sent. Like your RMA is in progress, detail of which are provided below. So your RMA details and like a replacement part will now be shipped, and you will receive additional notification with the replacement part detail. So something like that you will receive, and you'll receive the ticket number, like RMA number, defective lines number, and the all service labels. You will get that on the email. So next is how do I locate the serial number for the device. So you need to simply log in the device. Either okay, so if device is down, then you can check on the any configuration, like if any solar window is working, or you have the old backup, either, and you have any documentation, you can check that. So next is what is if the defective product is not under warranty or support. So it will be sometime it become difficult, like they will not proceed for the support. Okay, so you need to discuss with the customer care, like if they can support or not. What is the expedite RMA time frame? So expedite is like it totally based on the location, so around 2 to 4 hours. So where can I get another return label? So if you want to return that, so you need to um, return that based on the address. Do I need to leave the technical case open until the RMA is closed? Yes, you need to open it. So how do I transfer support to the replacement device? Like for any product, you need to click on the RMA option to transfer the licensing key. Okay. So next is how do I transfer the license to the RMA device, and next is do I need to open. Next we have the how do I transfer support to the replacement device. So support will transfer automatically when the RMA transaction is completed, and so if you need any help, so you can check with the customer care as well for the assistance. So next is where can I find the address of RMA return location. So the location for effective return may be found in the global RMA location. Where can I find the address for my return location, right? Next is defective part return instruction and policy. So you need to follow the instruction and the RMA procedure on that time. So next is, how do I escalate the RMA for fast progress? You need to refer the article on how escalation is RMA. So next question is, I need to cancel my RMA. What should I do? So simply, if for any reason the RMA has to be cancelled, you may create an admin case through case manager or sending an email to the customer care. Okay, with RMA ID and the reason for the cancellation request, you need to update that. So next is, how can I view the historical record of my RMA? So you can check the RMA request. Okay, all open detail, all customer actions, all closed. You can check on that. So what software version comes with the replacement device? It will be the initial, like, and if you are suspecting like my peer device is on the latest version and the newly RMA box is on the older version, you need to upgrade that. You need to ensure like both having same hardware configuration, same model, and same ISO version and same hotfix. You need to check that. Licensing part, you need to check that. Like how to replace checkpoint firewall hardware. So replacement of checkpoint firewall hardware. So before that, make sure like you receive the newly appliance at data center location. Okay, so engineer should be available during the time of activity. So it's very important. So what will be the first step? First of all, uh, okay, so both checkpoint hardware version, iOS version, and the build number and hotfix should be same. So how you can check it? You need to unmount the device, existing device, okay, and you then place the newly box. Either you can connect the newly you can connect the console cable to the newly box. So so the engineer can access the device via console, and after taking the console, you can check the iOS version of the box. And if you saying it's a mismatch, you need to upgrade the device. Okay, and you need to check the hardware as well. And iOS you need to upgrade. If you are suspecting like hotfix is also required, you need to upgrade the hotfix as well. So this will be your first step to upgrade the iOS. Another is, make sure like you have the show configuration or backup of the old appliance. You can say, okay, and make sure that the new unit has the same version. Okay, these are the some steps. And using Clish, copy the configuration to the new unit. Okay, we need to do that. And we need to run the installation wizard and install the hotfix, replace, and then we need to check the SIG communication and install policy. Okay, so these will be our steps, and we need to verify the licensing as well. Okay, so let me discuss like how the setup will be there. Suppose you have a 6900 series in a environment. You need to make sure like the newly device should be on the same version. Okay, you can check with show asset all detail, and you can check that. In case you observe the RAM is not up to date, like on the existing one it's showing 16 GB, and the newly appliance it's showing 8 GB. So you need to upgrade the RAM. You need to simply power off the device. Okay, you can take the help of any DC engineer on the that he should be available at DC. And if you have the local device, you can power off the device. And if you don't have the RAM, you need to you can use the faulty box RAM from that time. Okay, then you need to insert that and power on the device. After that, you can check the RAM status. Second is make sure your network connectivity is fine. You need to simply configure the interface. Okay, suppose by default IP is 192. 192 is not routable in your network, so you need to assign any IP on. You can use any interface. Like suppose it's a Ethernet one. You can assign the old firewall IP address on that interface, and so you can access that in your network. For that, you need to simply assign the IP address and the link speed you need to assign, and make sure your default route is there. Default route, so means your gateway will be your sorry, your routing will be default and your gateway will be the firewall gateway IP address. And gateway should will be same for both the firewalls. You can take the help of the standby unit during the time of configuration. So next step will be you will able to access the device and you need to run the first time wizard. First time wizard, you can select if your appliance is already on R80 version and newly suppose R80 dot with hotfix of 44 and the build number is 016. On the newly appliance, the hardware is same. iOS is also on latest version R81, but the build number is different. Sure. So on that time, you need to make the similar at the similar like a peer device. Okay, so you will not able to upgrade the device if you are already on R81. Okay, you need to factory reset that the device. Okay, so in the appliance you will be get first probably you will get the dual iOS image like R 80.40 or 81. Okay, so in the first time wizard you can run it on R8040. After that, later on you can upgrade this. If you have by mistakenly you have run the R80 version, you can reset that and you can upgrade that again. Okay, you can log in from R80.40 and then import the newly iOS image and you can plan for the upgrade. Okay, so after the upgrade, it will take some time, and if you have the bundle image, it will take one reboot, and after that, your device will be on the same appliance, same version. So next step will be if you have the backup configuration, scheduler backup system, scheduler backup configuration, you can import that. Second thing, if you have the running configuration, you can copy paste in the CLI. The host name, routing table, your interface detail, and other SSH related configuration, everything, it will be come automatically after importing the backup or configuration. Suppose that if you have enter the configuration, device will be take the reload. You need to reload that if you are importing the backup configuration, and after that you will access the device. If still it's not showing in the cluster, so you can, if you are using VRRV, either if you are using cluster excel is the own cluster method of the checkpoint, and still it's not happening, means the device is not showing, HA is not loaded. You need to simply assign the policy on the gateway and you need to open the management, and after that you can install the policy. So and after post that you can verify that, but still you are facing some issue like device is showing down, so it could be the licensing issue. You need to ensure your licensing is active. Regarding the license, ideally it should be automatically reflect on the from the previous you can say the backup image, backup from the backup, but in case it's not reflecting, you can take the help from tech, or if you are aware, you can reset the, you can renew the certificate either, if you don't aware, you can enter the evaluation version to make the cluster up. So later on you can enter the license. So you can check the licensing configuration using cplick print-x command. So this is a command to check the configuration of licensing. Post that, you need to run several commands like cpha probe state, cpha-a if you have the VRRP configuration, show VRRP summary, show VRRP, you can run that. It will help you to check to understand the cluster status. So this is more required. You, if you are running any activity, this is very important step. If you are missing, so your cluster will be not come up.